as the HPA axis, which is the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. And that system within your body is what creates cortisol. HPA axis is stressed when you're training really hard, you're putting all the stress on your body. And then with that, so that causes cortisol to spike, right? The HPA axis produces more cortisol. You're under eating, your body takes that as a signal of stress. Cortisol goes up even higher, and then you have this HPA axis that is incredibly sensitive to stress for a while. And so a lot of times when people have HA, they don't realize that it's going to take a while to recover. And with that, you have to give yourself grace through the recovery period because that axis within your brain and your mind and your body needs time to re-regulate itself to believe we're not in a stress state anymore. We don't have to be afraid. We're getting food regularly. We're resting more often. And then over time, usually your HPA axis does calm down and that cortisol isn't necessarily pumped out as quickly. Obviously, if you think of HPA axis, we think of hypothalamic pituitary axis. So hypothalamic amenorrhea. Da 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 da. So stress state amenorrhea, essentially deficit state. Both stress and a deficit lead to that cortisol production, which leads to the suppression of your hormones, your reproductive hormones. So they go hand in hand. And having a healthy HPA axis is important. Having cortisol is important. It's a natural, healthy occurring thing. But when it's in overdrive and overly sensitive to stress, that's when we see this reproductive shutdown.